Family and friends of the trapped illegal miners in Langlaagte are growing more and more desperate. An unknown number of people has been trapped in the disused Johannesburg mine since last Thursday. A rescue operation remains suspended following an underground fire. Let's get the latest now from our reporter Bongiwe Khumalo, who joins us via Skype from the scene. Good afternoon to you, Bongi. We understand operations became so difficult that rescuers have abandoned their work for now. Is it true, though, that families have started their own rescue efforts?
Good afternoon, Joanne. Well, basically what you can see behind me, just a bit, you can see rescue teams have just started arriving again, but this does not mean that the rescue operation is getting underway. It simply means that they're here to assess the situation because they now need to go back underground to see if that fire that was causing problems is still, quite a concern. Are there no fumes? Is there no smoke? But at the same time, Joanne, family members are not very far from where I am, and they're joined by quite a large number of community members. And one of the things that they have been saying since yesterday consistently is that they're not happy with how the rescue operation is currently taking place. And they say that because they know these corners better, and they were not even satisfied with the fact that the rescue team took two of their own in order to show them the ropes underground. They say that they would have been able to do this themselves. But earlier on this morning, we saw about three men go down underground, and police were just caught off guard because they just quickly went in, and soon after that we started hearing police saying, look, this has been a cordoned off area and anyone who comes back up is going to be arrested. Now, Joanne, of course it's going to be interesting to see if these people are indeed going to come up or they will wait for police to simply leave the scene.
That presents a bit of a difficulty in its own, doesn't it, Bongs? Because, of course, those miners do need to come up for their safety, but clearly they fear arrest, as has happened with 7 of the miners already, I understand.
Definitely, Joanne, because there has been even some of them who would take a peek, and as soon as they see that there's people outside, they go back straight into the tunnel and don't even want to come out. Now, this is going to be very difficult, especially for the family members who believe, because some of them tell us here that regardless of the fact that officials have not confirmed this, they believe their loved ones have passed away. One of the men who says that his younger brother is among those trapped underground, he says that he was given the younger brother's phone, and those who were with his younger brother told him that we bring this phone as proof that your younger brother is no more. And he says that he will not wait for any official confirmation. He just wants the body. And when we asked him, are there any chances that his younger brother could be still alive? He said no. Because he says that they have simply taken too long to rescue them. But of course, Joanne, his sentiments are not shared by some here. Others are still hopeful that their loved ones are going to come up alive, because we have seen this morning, we saw about 3 men come out on their own and they were able to escape just before police officers could get here. But others who came up afterwards were not so lucky.
Well, Bongi, you take us back to an interesting, a seminal question about this story. Do we have any idea at this point exactly how many miners are still trapped underground?
Well, Joanne, that could be anybody's guess right now, because what we are hearing is that there's a group that went underground on Wednesday and followed by another group on Thursday. Others are saying that is just the tip of the iceberg, because there's other groups that even, may have gone underground as early as the beginning of September. Because, Joanne, remember, these people do not simply just go in for a day and come out. Sometimes it happens like that, but in most instances, they take supplies with them underground, and they can be there for even over a month or just a couple of weeks while they're going, ahead with trying to get some resources that they can, sell or even melt and sell to those that, of course, are buying from them. And we understand that those that are trapped right now could be as far as 1.5 kilometers away from where I am standing right now.
The interesting thing is we're being told this is a heritage site that was one of the first mines to be explored in Johannesburg. Why was not a protected site that would have prevented anyone from going underground in the first place?
question that is on everybody's lips, Joanne, because it is one of the very first things that we had to ask here yesterday, because when you look at it, it is even written on one of the stones here, and it does detail the significance of this particular site. But of course, officials cannot give conclusive answers as to why this place was not even taken care of, because you'd expect, Joanne, that sites like these could be tourist attraction sites where people can come and see where the gold rush began in the 1880s. Now, of course, a lot of people asking themselves what is to become of such sites, especially when we look at the fact that illegal mining is now on the rise in this country. And of course, the mayor coming out yesterday saying that he's going to look at the fact that this place should be revamped and it should be fully functional. And even when it functions, Joanne, he says that it could even offer jobs to some of these that find themselves now mining illegally in order to make a living.
It's both an intriguing and tragic story. Thank you for following that for us. Our reporter Bongiwe Khumalo at the scene of that mine in Langlaagte.